Good morning. Some people are very critical, aren't they? They say that this flu shot isn't working very well. I don't think this is fair. They say, for instance, if you get the shot, you can still infect others, right? I don't think it's fair. I think this is a brilliant shot. Yeah, it's working fantastically. I will tell you a story. Well, it's actually two stories from Sweden. They are almost identical, and it happened about the same time. Two different homes for the elderly. They had no infections whatsoever. Then they were given the shot, and then now most of them got the flu. See? It's working. So don't say it isn't working, you know. All right, I was listening to Trump, his speech in Texas. I think it was great. Something he said before the speech, he was talking to reporters. I think it was at this airport, and he was commenting on the Democrats now trying to impeach him. And this is what he said. It's dangerous what they are doing. That's what he said. I knew exactly what he was talking about. He wasn't talking about himself, no. And I was reminded about what happened here in Europe in 1989. And you know, I have more young viewers on this channel. It's like, well, in the past it was zero for a long, long time. People under the age of 24. But now this group is growing on my channel, which is making me proud. Yeah, I think it's like 2% now, under the age of 24. So I just briefly want to tell you what happened in 1989 in Europe. And I want to focus on East Germany, because I know a lot about it. Yeah, it was the Eastern Bloc, right? These rulers in the Eastern Bloc, they used propaganda, yeah, which is basically fake news. Then they used censorship. Yes, it was impossible to say anything about, you know, that would oppose these rulers. Yeah, it was impossible. Yeah, reminds you of something. Yeah, and then they used force. Yes, they would take people away. They would shoot them or put them in prison if they didn't agree with the rulers. Yeah. So this was the situation. Then in East Germany, in Berlin actually, something started to happen. Well, it happened all across East Germany and all the other countries at the same time. Now, East Germany was terrible, yes. And they had this guy in charge. His name was Erich Honecker. Okay. So people started to go out and talk and meet, and more people came out. And I remember this so clearly. There was this guy, he told this story about what happened. There were tons of people in the streets in Berlin, and they faced the guards, you see. Yeah. And there was this moment, you know, the crowd was looking at the guards, and the guards were looking back at them. And normally these guards would shoot at them and arrest them. There were so many of them, you see. And there was this point in time when the crowd realized and the guards realized at the same time there wouldn't be any shooting. They were safe, you see. And then they went over to tear down the wall in Berlin. That was a beautiful moment. Now, the important part of the story is this guy, Erich Honecker, who was in charge in East Germany. He was a terrible guy, of course. Now, he was then, what happened next was that the German authorities protected him. They took him into prison, protected him from the people. Then he got very, very sick. And he stayed there for, I think, like 3 or 4 years. Then they released him. And he left to Chile, where he died. Yeah. So that's what happened to this guy. So he was protected. Then you have the other guy, another example, Ceausescu. Yeah. He was a similar guy, but in Romania. He was not protected from the people. No. All his friends, all his networks just disappeared. He was on his own. It was him and his wife. And they shot them. Yeah. So that's what happened. And I think people need to remember this. People are starting to talk about censorship. People are involved in fake propaganda. And maybe they are considering using force. Right? Well, you hear the talk already. Yeah. I heard somebody saying about something about deprogramming kids to Trump supporters. Yeah, I don't remember his name. Somebody in the United States. See? And there are camps. Yes. I heard about camps in Canada. I know about camps in the United States. So these guys, they need to remember this. And this is what Trump was talking about. Yeah. He said, it's dangerous what they are doing. Okay. Be good. Bye.